Part 2, push day, everybody's favorite day. If you missed my last video, this is part 2 of a 3-part mini series that I'm doing going over my entire workout program. I'm giving it away for free because at the end of the day, I think that just like teaching people how to work out and giving them a basic program is going to help them so much. To anyone who does pick up my program, I appreciate it so much. It helps me out more than you know. It means the world to me. So genuinely, thank you. I'm on the push-pull leg split, so we're going over push in this video, the best day, chest day. And if you stick around until the end, I'm going to go over an exercise that everybody skips that is honestly the key to getting a full chest, so you don't want to miss that. Diving right into it, the first thing you're going to do is what's called pre-exhaustion. Pre-exhaustion is pretty much where you get the muscle group working and burning a little bit before you actually get into the main workouts. Now, the reason for doing this is so when you get into those main workouts, activation is already there and you can really work those muscles much faster than if you were to just jump straight in. So to pre-exhaust, we're going to do chest flies or pec deck, 2 sets of 12, maybe even 3 if you feel like you need it. I think pec deck is really good for pre-exhaustion because there's not as much setup. You can just hop right on and get it done. As far as weight goes, you don't want to go too heavy. This isn't like, you know, an all-out workout. This is pre-exhaustion, so it's just a step above a warm-up, but not quite as hard as a real workout. Anyways, once you're done with your pre-exhaustion, go into your bench press. I made an entire video all about bench press and how I go about my bench sessions to get stronger and a bigger chest. So we're not going to get too into it in this video. If you want to get really in depth, go watch that video. But pretty much what I do is 4 sets of progressive overload. I work up in weight to those 4 working sets with just the bar to get my form down. And then I'll add a plate and a 25, and I'll do a rep of 2 plates. Once I'm into my 4 working sets, like I said, you're going to use progressive overload, do 8 to 12 reps on every single set, and up your weight every single time you bench press. That's pretty much the quickest way I can put it. If you want to know more detail, go watch the video. If you aren't into benching or you can't for whatever reason, injury, you don't have a bench, that's totally fine. I think that, you know, work with what you got, do what you like. At the end of the day, when it comes to working out, I don't think there's really a right or wrong way. I think you should do what works for you. I just prefer benching, but some variations are like the chest press, dumbbell benching, and there's so many different kinds of like chest press machines and stuff like that. Biggest thing is you're going to want to go as heavy as you can, 4 sets, 8 to 12 reps, whether that's a bench press, dumbbells, a machine. But enough about benching, let's get into our first shoulder workout, which is going to be shoulder press. Again, for shoulder press, there's so many variations that you can do. You can do dumbbell, machines, you could even do like a barbell, like a military press, but I usually jump back and forth between machines and dumbbells depending on what I'm feeling. Today I just did dumbbells with a bench, and I recently got asked like what angle should you put the bench at. Personally, for me, I don't put it straight up. I put it at a little bit of an angle, but not too much of an angle where it's like an incline chest press. For these, you can either progressive overload just like bench, or you can do a pyramid, which is where you start off at a lighter weight and you work up to a top set. Your top set should be heavy enough to the point where you can barely do 8 reps or even failure, you know, 7.5 or so. My top set is 90s, and you can see that I needed a spotter for my 8th rep, so that's the sweet spot. After you do your top set, drop your weight down a little bit and do 1 more set of 12 reps or even to burnout if you like. I personally like working out until burnout. I think that is the best way to really destroy your muscle and get the most muscle growth. But again, do what works best for you. Everybody's different. I don't think there is a perfectly optimal way to do something. You know, if you like working out one way, do that. If you like doing calisthenics body workouts only, do that. Basically, everything in this video is just what works best for me and what's built my physique. After shoulder press, we're going to go into another chest exercise. I like to bounce around back and forth between muscle groups. I know some people like to knock out like all of their chest workouts one after another and then all of their shoulder workouts one after another. Personally, I don't like to do this because I think if I give that muscle group a little bit of a rest, I can get more out of it when I go into the next workout. But try both. Do what works best for you. You can take all my workouts and cluster them together if you'd like, or you can leave them broken up as I'm explaining in this video. Onto the chest flies, I use cables, but there's also variations. If you want to do the pec deck, which is like the machine where you're sitting down, you can do that. And then there's also chest fly machines. Like there's some laying down ones where you like go out like this. You can even use dumbbells if you wanted, but I like cables a lot for a couple reasons. The range of motion and the actual like form in the workout, mind muscle connection, everything on cables is just like perfect. And two, you can change the angle of the cables and actually hit different areas of your chest. If you go low to high with the cable, you'll actually hit your upper chest. If you go like high to low, almost straight down, you'll hit your lower chest. And then if you go like neutral, that's just a neutral chest workout. You can even see if I like flex my chest up like this, low to high, my upper chest is flexing. If I go down to low, my upper chest doesn't flex at all because it's working my lower chest. When you're doing flies, pec deck, cables, anything, you do not want to have straight arms. One of the most common things you see gym beginners doing is like on the pec deck, like just completely straight arms, like flapping their wings out here. You want to push. This is a push workout. This is not a pull workout. Instead of pulling the cable like that with like a locked arm, you actually want to like push the cable, but you want to push it together. And then when you come back, bend your arms a little bit. Don't keep your arms straight. And then let the chest stretch. So stretch on the way back and then push through. You're not pulling, you're pushing. You can see if I do this, like straight arm, what you're not supposed to do, and do this, my chest flexes a little bit, but not as much as if I push forward now. So like, you see that, how much more my chest is like flexing? Basically just keep a little bit of a bend in your arm, and that's easy. And think about pushing and not pulling. For these, do 4 drop sets, start with 8 reps heavy, then cut your weight in half and do 8 more reps, and I guarantee you they will fry your chest. And then you guessed it, another shoulder workout. We're doing lat raises now. So I like to do the heavy workouts first all the time, and then come back to the lighter, more hypertrophy based workouts like lat raises. I think if you were to start with lat raises and then go into shoulder press, you're not gonna be able to do nearly as much weight or work on the shoulder press. So get the shoulder press done first and then go into lat raises. We're gonna do 4 drop sets, same thing as the chest flies, 8 reps, and then cut the weight in half. I like to go back and forth between arms. So I'll like start with my right arm, do 8 reps, go to my left arm, do 8 reps, and then I'll do the drop set, go back to my right arm, do 8 reps of the lighter weight, same thing with the left arm, and that's gonna be 1 set. When it comes to like drop sets and like reps and stuff like that, on these lighter, more hypertrophy based workouts like flies and lateral raises and just things like that, I say a specific number of reps, but whenever I'm doing these lighter workouts, I honestly just go until I feel like I'm gonna die. Like I don't really count on that lower drop set. I just go until burnout, and that's how I personally train. If you want to focus more on like doing a set number with a set weight, that's fine, but I just cut the weight in half and I go until I feel like my shoulders are going to explode. There's a lot of different variations for lat raises, but honestly, I'm going to recommend cables. Jeff Nippard recently talked about this in a video. With cables, you can actually cross over your body and get more of a range of motion.
If you were going to stretch your side delt, you wouldn't just hold it here. You're not getting a ton of stretch here. If you pull it across your body, now you have more stretch on the delt.
And you can't really do that with dumbbells or a machine. Another thing I do is I also lean, so I'm hanging off of the bar, as you can see here. If I'm standing straight up, like that's it. But if I'm like leaning into it like that, I can get much higher and get even more of a range of motion. So combining these two things together, crossing over your body plus leaning and then lifting higher than just a 90-degree angle, the range of motion is just absolutely insane. And then combined with the drop sets, these will just destroy your shoulders. Next up is going to be an incline chest press movement, whether that be Smith machine, dumbbells, barbell. There's so many different variations. They're all going to do the same thing, an incline push movement. I like to do the Smith machine personally. That's what I feel the most, but I recommend that you try out everything and find what works best for you. Do 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, as heavy as you can, and then if you want, you can end with a 5th set that's a lighter weight burnout too. Make sure you have a spotter, be safe. If you're doing a machine, it's really easy to do burnouts without needing a spotter or anything, but especially if you're on the free weights or even the Smith machine, it's smart to use a spotter. After incline bench is going to be our last shoulder workout. So we're going to hit the front delts with some front raises. Grab a straight bar and go shoulder width apart. You don't want to be like too far out or too close. So just straight forward, a little bit of a bend, and really focus that front delt and just go crazy on these. I put in the program 4 sets of 12, but honestly, don't even count. Just go until you feel like your delts are gonna explode. That's what I do. Now onto the workout that's neglected so much on push day, but I really feel like it shouldn't be, and that's gonna be a lower chest movement. Lower chest is extremely important to getting that full look to your chest. Like if you have a great upper chest, good. If you have a good like neutral chest, good. But if you don't have a lower chest, you're not gonna have that full look. For lower chest, you can do a decline chest press machine, you can do a decline bench, or you could do what I was talking about earlier earlier with the high to low cables to hit your lower chest. Personally, for me and what's in the program is going to be the decline chest press. I like the decline chest press because I feel it the most, and I can also push myself to burnout because it's a machine. I do 4 sets of 8 to 12, and then I'll usually end with a 5th set to burn out. Finally, I did not forget, we're on to triceps. I always save triceps for last because a lot of push movements utilize your triceps, and you don't want to burn out your triceps before you go into something like bench press, you know? Get the push movements out of the way, make sure your triceps are good enough for those, and then finish off the triceps at the end of the workout. I like to do tricep pushdowns, but there's also a bazillion tricep machines out there. 4 sets of 8 to 12 reps, maybe even like 12 to 15 reps, and then burnout reps. Triceps, I think, are best with a lot of volume. That is going to be it for my push day. This hits every area of your chest, upper, lower, and middle, as well as your front and side delts. I saved the rear delts for pull day. If you missed that video, you can go check it out after this one. It walks you through an entire back and bicep and rear delt day. Next video is going to be all about legs, so make sure you subscribe if you don't want to miss that. And then again, if you're interested in picking up my program to support me and you just want it all in one place, and sets, reps, tips, everything in front of you, you can pick that up right now in the description below. It is on sale right now. If you have any questions regarding any of my videos, or you just want to contact me, the best place to do that is my free Discord. You can find it in the description below. And then finally, I am a diet and nutrition coach. If you guys are interested in getting lean for summer, or if you're bulking and you're trying to get massive, I can help with both of those things. So find that link in the description as well to schedule a one-on-one call with me, and we'll get something set up. If you thought this was a good video, go ahead and leave a like. It helps me out so much. And as always, peace. Love you.